today? How y'all doing today? It's another beautiful day for me. Hopefully it's another beautiful day for thee. I hope you guys having a great night. Welcome back to another episode of the ZolYin podcast, where we talk about books, brains, and blockchains. I just want to make sure that everything here real quick is perfect. I want to make sure all the audio is good. I got the stuff set up a little bit differently tonight. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, actually. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Looks like something's not right. I'll be right back. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I had to run real fast. The power was funky was going on with the power. The little power switches or whatever. What's up, Aleph? How y'all doing? What's up, Christian Soto? Something else. You're not muted. I just ran real quick. There was nothing to mute. I just ran real fast, and then unfortunately, in the scuffle, my hat got caught. My other hat got caught, and I said, "Leave it behind!" And I just grabbed this hat. You know, some people say no hat left behind. Nope. The show shall continue. I did not even bother. It went all the way down them stairs, because I had to run down the stairs to get to the power, the kill switches. So I just played with the kill switches just to make sure like things didn't get overheated. There's like a backup switch. It's complicated. It's just something that keeps the everything's leveled out and make sure that the house doesn't go on fire. Basically, I was like, uh-oh, I know what that looks like. I know what that means. Oh, man. There was no reason why my CPU should be blasting that much power. I was like, why is my CPU, which is a great thing that the OBS does. It's just it has a little power, has a little CPU, and the little power thing on the bottom right tells you how crazy it's going. I was like, excuse me? And it's a good thing I pay attention. Anyways, so tonight I'm going to revisit something that I haven't touched for 6 months, okay? I mean, I talked about it a little bit here and there, but I didn't really go into deep detail, okay? I wanted to kind of wait it out. You'll see where I'm going with this. It's the title of the show. So back in episode 99, it's called The Silver Line, right? Talking about looking at the silver line. Back then, a lot of bad stuff was happening, right? In 2021, it was the end of 2021. A lot of bad things were happening, a lot of uncertainty. That was December 31st, New Year's Eve. If you remember, I certainly remember. It was snowing hard that night, and I said, you just got to keep pushing. You got to go for what you believe in. Push hard. Don't get discouraged, and when you feel like you're at your limit, maybe do a little research. And I talked a lot about. There's a lot of techniques and a lot of things I talked about, but today I'm gonna give you more of a revisit of that stuff, but it's more of an update on that stuff to kind of better fit today, because some of the stuff doesn't really apply now, right? It's just you just gotta go with the times. You see that what's going on out there, out in the craziness. You see what's happening with the food prices. I mean, that was predicted. We knew that was gonna happen. I think it's pretty funny how pretty much the kitchen, as I'm calling it now, is correct. You know, the kitchen comes correct every time. It's basically at this point I would say a what is that called? It's like a crystal ball. It's a crystal ball, man. You know, at this point, this channel is also semi. It's not really. I'm kind of just a regular guy. You know, I'm not God. I can't see the future. I wish I could. Believe me, if I could see the future, woo, boy, this would be a different channel. It'd be like, so welcome to. What if you milked it, right? What if you went full Cleo? Welcome to my channel. I can tell you the future. You know, you'd be like, But you probably wouldn't have to do that. I would probably turn into I'd probably turn into like one of those channels where you try to help people with it, you know, but also try to find entertainment in it. You know, I'd probably find the worst people out there, be like, you gonna have this happen to you. No, it won't. And then that happens to them. That's terrible. That's terrible. My sense of humor is on four cylinders now. That's not saying a lot, actually. I said 4 cylinders like it was a lot. It's on 4 cylinders, guys. Whoa, that's fast. No. I gotta let you guys know. These days, everything is funny. Because at this point, you gotta laugh or you're gonna be crying. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're either gonna be laughing or moping. And, you know, I'm all about the jokes, man. It's just too funny. That's like another way of keeping positive is, you know, having a good sense of humor about things and not letting things get to you, not letting things get under your skin. And I know that's tough. It's harder. It's easier to say than do, right? Easier said than done. But at the end of the day, man, it's your life, right? It's your life. You have to make something worth it to you. You know, you got to make use of it. Only you can decide what's important to you. So you have to ask yourself what is important to you and then figure out what you want to do to get there, right? What you're willing to do to get there. And then you start making a list and then be dedicated to it. I think a big problem society has is lack of discipline. A lot of people have a lack of discipline. You know, it's just one of those things I realize. So anyways, here are a couple things to stay positive, okay? I talked about this before in episode 18, way back. It was called High Vibe, how to keep a high vibe. One of the things that I said before in the past, actually, let me open the chat, sorry. I did not have the chat open. Hopefully the chat is gonna look good. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it's not bad, actually. The font's pretty good. Actually, I'm very happy. All right. So that happened. Anyways, what was I even talking about? The font really looked good. I'm really happy with that. I was playing with it today. I was worried. I was like, that's not gonna work. The last one rugged me. The last one was this small. I was like, all right, I'm screwed. It is what it is. All right, so here's a couple things to keep yourself positive, okay, and not get rugged. One of the things is, you know, go to the gym. You know, it's important for you to go to the gym anyway. You know, you only get one body. You don't get a second one, right? I don't care what anyone says. You don't get a second one, and you don't get to, you know, even if you decide to put, some people put silicone in their body. Go look it up. Some people put silicone abs and muscles in their body. No comment. I'm not trying to get in trouble with YouTube again. Well, people have done that, and that's not going to work. I'm going to just let you know. That's not going to work. You need to go to the gym. You need to legit go to the gym. Sometimes you fall off. It happens. I fell off when I was on my trip. And I'm catching back up. You know, I had to fix my eating habits. That took a while because when you're on the road, you're eating crap. You know, you're eating like a trucker. You know, no offense to any truckers. But I'm just, you know, you're going to the diner, you're eating diner food. You're going to the gas station, you're eating gas station food. It is what it is, you know. You got what's up, Verenz? How you doing, bro? What was I talking about now? So yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on. Like, you go to the gym, you gotta be on your A game, man. You gotta be on your A game for your life. Going to the gym's important. Um, if you don't go to the gym, I mean, let's say you can't go to the gym. You can't go to the gym, that's fine. If you physically can't go to the gym, like you have actual issues, back issues, there's other types of exercise you can look up that can supplement the exercises that you would be doing. Just make sure that I would then look for starting out to go for a leaner body, and then as you go, you are now like building the muscle up slowly, right? So then your muscles can support the weight of the weights you're adding. So then as you go, you're now no longer relying on weaker joints, weaker bones. You're now relying mostly on the muscle to carry you through. So once you get to that point, then you keep that momentum going. I know a couple guys at the gym who have like terrible backs, terrible ankles and knee joints issues, all sorts of issues, neck issues, and they're using their muscles. Period. At this point, their muscles they're so jacked. At this point, that sounded so sus. They're so jacked. No, that's terrible. Someone's gonna clip that. No. At this point now, they're so in shape, they're so fit that it doesn't even matter, right? So I do feel when I go to the gym, when I come out, I do feel a sense of fulfillment. I get a huge dopamine hit. The first time I went, I hated it. It was the worst. JoJo's intensifies. Yeah, it does feel like JoJo's intensifies when I did that. When you start, you hate it. I hated it. You're out of breath. You feel like you're gonna die when you're at the what is it? Oh man, I can't remember what it was called. The treadmill. You're done with the treadmill. You're ready to heave. I think I was doing like 3 miles. Was it not 3 miles? Yeah, I was doing 3 miles per hour or something like that, and I was ready to pass out. I was like, oh, I'm so out of shape. And so it took time to keep building up and building up and building up, and then you like it. You're like, oh, this is okay. So anyway, so there's that. That helps a lot. Waking up in the morning. Go there in the morning or go there late at night if you want to go there late at night. I try not to go in the middle of the day. If you can, great. God bless you. I try not to go in the middle of the day. I hate going in the middle of the day. The freaking place is packed. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Go out in nature. Go get some sun. Go to the beach. Get some sunlight in your life, man. You would be surprised how just getting some light in your life will, change your outlook. Getting some fresh air will really, I think something happens to us indoors. I really do think indoors, something happens psychologically long term. We're not meant to be indoors at all times, every waking hour. I really don't think that we were meant to be outdoor people or indoor people. We were really meant to be outdoor people. We were born that way. That was how we were originally born and raised in this universe, right? That's how our ancestors were born and raised. And I just feel like because of that, just looking at how nature versus nurture, you're looking at how we are as a people, and then how we're society has put us in these boxes. I mean, think of cubicles and how they make people upset. You notice how people automatically just become dead inside within a year of working a job at a cubicle. It's just something I noticed versus people who work at a restaurant. They seem to be a lot less sad. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that they're more happier at all times or better or whatever. It just seems to me that people who work a cubicle are much more miserable than people who don't. So I think going for a walk really helps. That's why I like doing those car videos outside, and you'll start to see a lot more of those. I'm gonna try and do a lot more of those car videos in the future. It did cut into the numbering of the show, which kind of was funny. Someone mentioned that. It's oh man, you would have been at 200 by now, a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. I do love doing the car videos. There's just something about it. It's just getting to talk to you guys outside is just a completely different experience for me as opposed to doing it in front of the computer. I do love doing this, but being outside is even more so. It's just even better, way better. I just feel like I can think more clearer. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fresh air. I don't know. let me see what else is there. There's a bunch of other stuff. Um, Being grateful, being grateful is huge. Um, for myself, parents. I have great parents. God bless my parents. That's not everybody. A lot of people don't have great parents. A lot of people don't even have a mom or a dad, right? Flip and switch, whatever. Some people have just the one. Some people have none. Some people were adopted. Some people that's their parents, and that's great too, as long as they're good people, right? That's what matters. They raised you, and that they're good people, and that they taught you good values. That's important. That's the most important thing. I feel like a family, being grateful for your family, siblings, that really helps you kind of kind of re-hone everything. Like the universe around you just kind of solidifies, and you become more like, because life is chaotic, and so when you're just kind of like losing because of everything's happening, and it's just too fast, and you're trying to like make sense of everything in your day to day, and you're just trying to get through the day, it like really helps to kind of have an anchor, right? To just kind of slow down, take a moment, take a breather, step back for a second, and then ask yourself, what are you stressed out about, and just kind of like de-escalate everything, and then ask yourself what you're grateful for. Kind of like remind yourself who you are and where you came from, and it really kind of helps you, because especially when you're down, it's like, this is like, why are you down, right? You have to evaluate that, right? Otherwise, you're just going to keep spiraling down into some sadness, and I see that happen a lot. And by the way, this is all from me, right? This is me learning about my own, because I used to have these problems years ago. I used to have these problems, and so it took me a long time to kind of figure these things out, right? Nobody's perfect. You evaluate all this, you realize all this after kind of, it's pieces. You learn pieces over the course of your life. And so once you get them all together, then you realize, oh, these are the steps. These are the steps to curing it. You can cure your depression. You can self-medicate by doing these things, Depression has like two categories, right? Chronic, which is like a more medical situation. That's like a chemical situation. And then there's the action, something you can actually treat. It's got the symptom of like you being sad or whatever. And that's something you can treat, right? The act of you being sad, you can actually treat that. It's like, oh, I'm down because I don't feel like I'm being successful at this, this job or this school. The grades I'm getting, they're not quite right. So you're in the face of failure right now. You're not succeeding in life. It's like, all right, well, why am I not succeeding, right? You're not in that mode yet. You're more on the, it's not working, blah, blah, blah. So now you have to zoom back and like look at the entire field of where you are, right? And how you got there. And so by doing that, you're able to, be grateful and actually realize you came a long way. A lot of people forget that normally they came a long way. It's not that they got here and, that's the beginning of their life. It's like, no, you actually came from a really low spot. And so you're out at a summit, actually. You're not low yet. You're actually at a summit. And this is just a small speed bump to your path to greatness. Most people quit anything, that when there's, some sort of, what's the term? When there's a little bit of adversity, most people quit because it's just a summit, right? But to them, it feels like they've climbed the mountain and they just got through this cloud of fog, and now they're just on the other side. They're like, what am I doing? Like, where's my treasure? Where's the success? And so, that's the funny thing about humans is we're not always happy when, our version of what happiness is, when we reach it, it's no longer the case because we're here and we're still not happy. I think happiness is like kind of a myth, but it isn't. It's like, it's weird. It's this weird combination. It's like, it is a myth because whenever we reach that point of whatever our goal was, we won't be happy because we reached that point and we're like, all right, I'm not satisfied. That's it. I thought I would feel something more from this, right? And so now you have to go to the next goal, which whatever that is, you're going to be chasing for that. When in reality, the nature of us is no matter whatever this is, it's always going to be here. It's always going to be out of reach to us. We just got to keep working towards that until we pass on. That's who we are. That's who we are as a people, as a species. We're chasing something, and even though we achieve it, we need a new something to chase. That's just who we are. And it's not to say that it's like an endless cycle. I'm not trying to be very dark here. I'm just saying that you can choose whatever that is, that new something is. You are the one who is in charge of it. So figure out what that new thing is, and then prepare yourself to go to the next level, right? So another thing to do is to hang out with your friends and your family, people you care about, spending time with them, basically. It doesn't matter what the activity is. Find an activity you like to do, right? You're spending quality time with people you care about. That's huge. That's social. You're having a social engagement. You're going out there, you're meeting people you care about, and you're spending time with them, and now you can look back and say your life was not wasted, right? Excuse me, went down the wrong pipe. I was gonna laugh too. I was like, oh, okay. I had a joke and I was gonna say something, but now it's not. Well, I'm gonna hold back until later. What was I gonna say now for this one? Oh yeah. So spending time. Most people when they hang out with their, not hang out, but when they're at the end of their life, they evaluate their life as a success by what their legacy is, right? What is my legacy? What did I do? Was it meaningful? Was it my life meaningful, right? And when they have a more social life, they tend to see their life as more successful or more fulfilled, because we're social people. Even if you don't make that much money, let's say you make squat. Let's say you make like I don't know. Let's say you make $50,000 a year or something, $40,000 a year or something. But a lot of people and they all care about you, and they all respect you, and they all reach out to you all the time, and you're sick and you're about to pass on or something. You will get thousands of letters and people wanting to come visit you all over the world. You won't think to yourself, man, my life sucks, bro. I did not live a good life. You're going to be like, dang, I really did something here. Even though you made not much money, you're going to be thinking, man, I really did something here. All these people care about me. That's a lot. That means a lot to me, That's just who we are. And that creates fulfillment. So that's just something that people forget. I think people forget that because we tend to look at life monetarily. Like, this is my success. I have to make X number of dollars, which money is important. I'm not saying it's not important. That would be an outright lie. It is important. It is a pillar, but it's, obviously it's not the only thing, right? And so people forget that part of fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't just monetary. Fulfillment is also social. It's also spiritual. It's also mental. It's got a lot of avenues to it. It's got a lot of parts to it. And you need all the parts to make the whole. A guy who's rich, who is lonely, is going to be like, damn, my life was not that great. He won't think it was that great. Most people who are rich, when they go and they're alone and they're lonely and they didn't do very much social things, they don't really think to themselves they lived a great life. They think to themselves, man, what a wasted opportunity. Look at all the opportunities I could have went with, And it happens. It's not, not everybody gets to be out there and socialize. They don't go out there, and not everybody. Most people now are not social. Not very. It's funny because social media is everywhere. It's almost like it did the opposite to them. So there's that. Let me see. The next one is start a new hobby. Starting a new hobby is that's important because people want to be like meeting new people, but then they're like they have no skills and they don't have anything. They just don't have anything to talk about. And it's just like, if you want to meet new people, you want to go out there, you want to date or whatever, You should pick up some other hobbies. You should pick up some stuff that is, much more normy, much more you know, that's more that's got more foot traffic. Okay, like dancing. You can go to a dance club or whatever. Not like a dance club, but like a not like a club, like you go to a club in the weekend. I mean, I'm talking about like a class, right? You go to like salsa dancing, or if you go to like do yoga or something. Heck, I know this is gonna be controversial, but if you are super comfortable with your masculinity, I would say check out ballerina. I'm serious. Check out ballet. Check out ballet. If you really that comfortable and you're in good shape, you can do it. You can physically do that stuff. Check out ballet, because those girls, man. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. You'll be able to have like conversations. That's a whole new avenue of people to talk to, new networking, things like that. You have to think to yourself a lot of different avenues. Like, what other things I can do? You can pick up an instrument. You know, ladies love instruments. You gotta think up to yourself, like, what can I do that will open a new avenue of people that I don't have access to, right? A new network of people that's gonna open me a whole new world of people to talk to, people to make friends with, etc., etc. You have to ask yourself, what do you not do now, right? So if you don't pick up an instrument, you don't have an instrument now. Okay, well, pick up an instrument. Figure out what you like to do, what you like to play with. Maybe you're not a guitar guy. Okay, if you're not a guitar guy, maybe bass is cool. I like bass. I feel like I'm not allowed to say that because every black guy likes bass. Like, every black guy I know likes bass. But maybe drums, whatever. I don't even care what it is. Pick an instrument, try it out, see if it's for you, and then you go out there. You can play it on the street and go to a college campus. You see, now I'm giving up game. I don't even know why I'm doing that. I should be charging for this. I'm giving out game. Go to a campus, and then you start playing every day at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna get a crowd. You see, I have other ideas too. I'm not gonna say, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more. You can pick up painting. Man, listen, if you can paint like realistic paint, you know how to do composition, holy shit, bro. Pardon my French, but you will clean up. You will clean up people. People will love you. You can paint people, portrait, real life. Oh, dude, that's the ultimate. You got their narcissism. You nailed it. People already love you. People already love you. Don't ask me how I know. I seen people do it. I'm just like, yo, this guy about to clean house. Let me look on the chat real quick. Varen says, this is sage advice. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. I'm just telling you guys, what to do in the face of failure, right? Like, if you're failing at something, maybe take a break from it and you do this other stuff. It really will kind of change your mood. Because, again, I've always said this, and I'll say it again, and even the poster here says it. I'll read it for you. Bruce Lee says, defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. To me, defeat in anything is merely temporary, and its punishment is but an urge for me to exert even more great effort to achieve my goal. Defeat simply tells me that something is wrong in my doing. It is a path leading to success and truth. So it's not like the end. It's a speed bump. That's it. That's all it is. It's a speed bump that makes you go, okay, what am I doing wrong? Let me reevaluate. And then while you're reevaluating and you're working on that, right, you're going and doing something else. You're doing something else to kind of keep yourself, high-minded, right, high-spirited. Because you want to keep going with the higher vibe. The more the vibe is high, the better your output's going to be. I'm sorry. It's the truth. If you're depressed and you're working on something, the result is never going to be as good as when you're in a good mood and you're working on something because you're passionate about the thing at the time, right? As opposed to, man, I'm down on my luck and this ain't working. F it, and you're just like, you're kind of being a little careless. It happens. Now, some people can do good work when they're depressed. I'm not saying that, that's impossible. No, it's very possible. But people who, like artists who tend to be depressed a lot, right? They like I know artists who told me that when they're happier, they tend to do better work than when they're upset, right? Because they're missing they're missing details that they would not have missed, right? Because when you're happy, you notice these things. You're like, oh yeah, look at this. I gotta fix this. When you're depressed, you're just like, whatever, bro. Who cares? Nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? You have that mindset. You're just like, whatever. Let's just get it over with. That's the mindset of like you make a mistake. Sometimes it's okay to though. I mean, that's part of the art. Sometimes it's the flaw is part of the art. It's what makes the art appealing. Christian Soto says, "Draw me like your French girls, chef's kiss." Oh man, yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said painting. Yep. Another idea that could work for you. It doesn't, it's not for everybody. Is you could write a journal. You could write in a journal. You kind of put all your ideas and your thoughts of what's going on, what's frustrating you, what's pissing you off, what's making you sad, what's making you tick. You could put that in the journal. And you can. It's almost like you're cleansing your brain of all that stuff, and you're physically putting it in the paper. And when you put it in the paper, it's gone. Like you're free now, right? It's almost like you've what do you call it? You've allowed yourself to walk away almost. The anchor is gone, right? The weight, the burden is gone. It's not on your back anymore. So you can just not care. You can come back 6 weeks later and read the same thing you wrote, and you're like, dang, what the hell's going on here? I have old journals from way back when I was in high school, early high school, middle school. I'm like, what the heck happened that day? You know what I mean? I was like, everything is terrible. What's the whole point? I know what it was. I had a car. I had a very nice car, and it broke down. I just bought that car too. I was so mad. I was like, oh, everything's ruined. Why even bother? It was my fault because I didn't check that when I bought the car, the guy didn't put there was very little water in it. There was very, very little water in it, and it was a very, very hot summer. If I had known that, I would have put water in right away. I would have put at least coolant, in there. But because there wasn't, it was what happened. Freaking thing was like smoking. No, man, that was a good lesson right there. Lesson well learned. If you buy a vehicle, check the hood thoroughly. Don't just drive the car out the lot. Thoroughly check the car. Thoroughly. Have a checklist before you go out there. That's fine. That's the way to go. Have the checklist. Okay, you got a serpentine belt. That's good. It's not jagged. Otherwise, you're going to have another surprise. Spark plugs. Okay. Alternator good. Okay. Engine good. Okay. What else? What else? I'm trying to think of like something else that you better be checking. Battery good. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else right now off the top of my head. It's got oil. Okay. Just check down the list. Because it happens. They be catching you out there. They be like, we're not putting the pressure, tire pressure. Thank you. Yeah. So they don't even care. They be like, we're not gonna put any of this stuff in here. I'm just gonna sell it as is. Yeah. I don't trust any car seller. I don't trust any car seller. No. Not after that. After that, I was catching them slipping. I'd be pricing them down too. I'd be like, okay, so this alternator bad because and then your serpentine belt jagged. That's gonna cost this. Okay, and then before you know it, I don't have to pay another $1,000. Sometimes I don't have to pay $2,000, and I'll be like walking away with half the price of the car. You gotta go full redacted. You gotta be all nickel and dime them. Anyways, that's an aside though. But yeah, write a journal if you're so inclined. It could be helpful to you. You can try it, see if you like it. I've seen people do the recording journal. They just record in it and they talk about their day and then they walk away. That's another way to do it. You can just be like, so today sucked because this happened, blah blah blah. It's the worst day in the world, whatever. And you just hang that up and you walk away. And you just do that, and you just kind of cleanse yourself of all those thoughts you have that are just negative and whatever. and then you push forward, right? And you don't let that. The idea is you don't want it to build up. You don't want that to simmer and to stew into this hot, nasty, negative, mindset, right? You just don't want to have that. It's gonna kill your spirit. It really will. It really will. People have like had that moment where they're like everything's fine, like that dog with the what does that mean? The dog with the fire, everything around the dog is on fire, and he goes, "This everything's fine, everything's okay." And it's like he freaks out as soon as like the place burns even brighter and hotter. But yeah, you want to just make sure that you're not, at least when you do that the whole point is just to be clean of all those thoughts. The last one I think is important, but I think it's the toughest thing to do, because not everybody's willing to do it, and it's also because addictions evolved, and that is eating healthier and cutting off like sugar, things like sugar, fast food. It's tough, man. See how I scratch my nose? Because I know it's tough. I'm just reliving a moment of eating all sorts of unhealthy food during the road. I had over the course of being out there, I must have had at least a dozen. I had to have a dozen donuts. Not in a row. I'm just to let you know, not in a row. But I'm saying over the course of, how many weeks was that? That was like a week and a half, right? Week and a half. So I'm like a week and a half gone, basically, and that was about, I would say that was about a dozen donuts, just about, almost, because I had a donut on the road. How many donuts I had? Each stop, just remember I was doing stops, like rest stops. So I go to a rest stop, have a donut there. Go to a rest stop, have a donut and a coffee, with the coffee, and then driving, going back, same thing. So like you just do the math. That's 6 going that way, and then 6 coming back. So that makes sense. That's still unhealthy as heck, but that's a lot of donuts. But still, that's just how it is, man. You eating, and it's addictive, and it's all good. It's not the same donuts too. It's like really like pastries. You're like, oh, this stuff is addictive. The sugar is like beyond sugar at this point. It's like, and it's too sweet. None of all these stuff is too sweet. When you cut sugar, guys, and you go back to trying pastries and stuff, everything's too sweet. It's like that stuff was making me legit sick too. I was like, ugh, I must have and I know I shared a lot of those donuts too, because I was on the road and then I hung out with my family. But man, it was just like, I don't know, man. I'm not like a sugar guy. I realize that now after cutting sugar. I realize I'm not a sugar guy, because it would change my mood. My mood was like, I don't like anything, and not like I would be depressed. I would be angry. I'd be like, I don't like you, I would get irate early. I would be getting like irritated by people. And I don't know, I think that has something to do with like people on Twitter, and also being obese and being unhealthy and doing drugs and eating garbage. That combination of everything at the same time, like if you just smoke weed and that's it, that would be one thing. But like you do all this at the same time, it's got to create like a psychotic effect, like makes you nuts. You know what I mean? It kind of makes you nuts. That's just, I don't know, that's just how I look at it. That's why now I pay super attention to what goes in my body. I am actually a big fan of like going on those fasts now. I go on 2 fasts a week, sometimes 3, depending on what I'm like, what if I have a goal or something. I like the intermittent fasting. It's really good. I like water too. I know you guys probably already know that, but they hate me at Costco. I bought. They told me, by the way, a couple weeks ago, I think there was like not a drought, but like there was a concern for like the water bottles or something. I don't remember, but they said the shipments were delayed. They told me I could only take 2, and I usually take 3 of the containers of these. I usually take 3 when I come in, because I drink them like water. I drink them, like I breathe air. I need them. I need them, man. I really live by these bottled waters, man. I really do. I need them. I need them like, I need them like they're my medicine, man. I really, really enjoy drinking water, man. I'm trying. I just got a new filter. I just got like a brand new filter, so I don't have any fluoride coming in from the what do you call it, from the sink. Hopefully, it's gonna work and it's gonna be good for me. Because I never use filter water anymore for like drinking water purposes. I usually use it to like boil water for coffee, or you're boiling water for coffee, or you're boiling water for like cooking or something, right? You know, you're doing eggs or something, hard boiled eggs. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be good. Anyways, yeah, you eating healthy is gonna be great for you. You know, again, just do what works for you. This stuff has been helpful for me, going through this YouTube journey, because I've been hitting a wall right now. You know, a subscriber wall, and B, a view count wall. I'm trying to like do new things and try to like push myself and push the channel. And soon we'll be doing some collabs. I'm hoping, praying. We'll see how that goes. That's like a goal for the future. I don't know what really holds for the future of the channel. I only have an idea of what this channel kind of what I want it to be. I have kind of an idea. I'm still kind of playing around with it. We'll see. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing the 200th episode. I'm going to kind of probably go over what my predictions were and see if it came true. We'll see how that goes, and then I'll make some more predictions. See how the rest of the year goes. Hopefully I don't make any. I'm gonna try and make positive ones this time, cause I don't know, man. I feel bad when they're like correct and they're like bad things. You know what I mean? There's nothing good from that. It's like, yeah, Yin said this was bad shit would happen, and he was right. I'm like, oh. You know what I mean? What if I said something like, yeah, and then one of my predictions is Biden will unzip the back of his head and he'll finally reveal he's a reptile. You know, I don't want that to be a problem. I don't want that to come back to me. Is that the tag? Oh, I have the tag. I didn't know this hat had a tag. Put that back in. Yeah, man, that would be weird. And then y'all be like, oh, Yin said it would happen. I'll be like, oh, that's terrible. Then Civil War happens, because now everybody knows, you know, it's not humans are running the White House. That's not good. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end that tonight. I think this was a good show. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time, guys. God bless you. Hope to see you tomorrow on 200th episode. And we'll see. I'll see you then. Have a great day, and take it easy. And happy 4th, y'all. Happy 4th of July. Take care.